Meow. Hey now, it's your girl Anna, and as you can see, we are back in Final Fantasy XIV. And today we are on, I believe, part 18 of our MSQ series on the Oceanian Data Center. This is going to be essentially part 2 of patch 2.4. We made some good headway last night, or I say last night, in the last stream. It definitely wasn't last night. But yeah, we made some good headway, and I'm trying to think all that went down. We found out about, let's see, a plot of, like a spy network in the Immortal Flames, led by the Ivy. Working with Ilbert, we tracked down Ralbon's second in command as the Ivy and apprehended her. On the other side of Eorzea, we've been working with the Ishgardians to track down Lady Iceheart and her band of heretics. We managed to chase them into Snowcloak. We found a secret tunneling, fought our way through there, ran into Lady Iceheart, who gave us some interesting questions about, you know, what is she truly up to and what her plans are to essentially end war and bring peace to Ishgard and to Eorzea. But she escaped via Aetherite, and we're trying to figure out how to get to her before her and her heretics summon Shiva. But yeah, that is where we are. I'm checking my list here for patch notes. Streams of Ice. And seems like we've still got a good bit of story to do. We're currently on the Instruments of Our Deliverance. So we have like 5 quests left in this patch. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Oh, yeah. I need to open my monster. That's your ultra today. Also have a bit of a sore throat. I was sucking on some cough drops earlier, so feels a little bit better, but sorry if I end up coughing or something. Oh yeah, and as always, if you enjoyed the stream, please consider leaving a like, and if you want to be notified about future streams, please consider subscribing. Let's do it. Let's jump back into this MSQ. I've already informed Alphino of our plan to recreate the beacon in the manner Monbrita described. Oh yeah, we met Monbrita. She showed up. She has some white auracite. She's tall and strong and bear-hugged Oriange and mentioned some old poetry Oriange used to say along the lines of I have a great need. It was pretty good. I got a good laugh out of that one. But yeah, he agreed that despite the inherent danger, it represents our only hope of success. Oh yeah, so we're gonna use this white auracite and just swim blindly through the ethereal sea and hope we get where we need to be. Dang, already coughing. He also said that he wished to meet you at Snowcloak before proceeding. I expect you to find him waiting for you there when you arrive. I want you to know that I appreciate everything that you've done on our behalf, Minnie, and that if you have faith, you will return to us. And that I have faith, you will return to us. As you always have. Alright, let's go to Snowcloak. Let's go to Camp Dragonhead. And then we'll fly over to Snowcloak. Sheep. I wonder how far Kochi is in the story. Can't really say too much because I don't want to spoil anything for her. That is very, very bright and shiny. That's Snowcloak. Let me go swing up here, see if Behemoth is hanging around. Nope, no Behemoth, just a Morocco. I beat up Morocco? I don't know if I can beat up Morocco. Let's top off our Chocobo and switch to Red Mage. I mean, our Sage is higher, but our Sage is going to do less damage. We could try on Sage. I got silenced. Ow. How long does this silence last? I can't use Esna either. I can Panheim myself. And I can heal Karage. Pop this as well, just so we can have some more damage reduction going. I mean, it's going slow, but we could beat up this dragon. no, my poor Chocobo. You're so rude. If I remember correctly, doesn't... Oh yeah, we have the edgy Dosis. I shouldn't have gotten hit by that. I was too busy being enthralled by my cool Dosis. Probably shouldn't have wasted Materia. But yeah, we have the cool animation for Dosis, edgy one. I'm really sad that we lost this animation. I love that animation for Dosis. Use Cardia heals. Gonna cast Swinge again, my friend. This is thrilling content. Oh wait. I made a note. Oh, he's probably gonna cast Swinge soon. I like to chat, get hit by Swinge. By Swinge. I'm gonna slap you, buddy. Palm Heel Strike. No. There we go. Get our allied seals. Alright. And switch back to Mount. No. By the way, I unlocked Sage. I probably would have had a better time on my red mage. Good to see you, EN. I was starting to wonder if you were having second thoughts. Captain Ilbert sends his regards, by the way. He attends to the interrogation of Aline Roel and will die, even as we speak. But I shall not distract you from the matter at hand. We can discuss the Ivy upon your return. I trust that, by which I mean to say, the others are waiting for us at the Aetherite. After you, Scion. Alphino is really worried we're not going to make it. And why do you call me Scion? Such a weird way to refer to your friend. White or a sight? Everyone's pulling the ether into it. There, it's ready. Ha! It worked, I think. Try attuning to the Aetheryte now, feel for the current, and try to locate the beacon. You have done all we can, Renee. For now, let us withdraw. Huh? When your final preparations are complete, you must seek out the beacon we've created. If by the grace of the 12 you arrive safely, you must stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva. We're just gonna stop it there. That's so weird. We cannot ignore the possibility that our actions have alerted Iceheart to our plans. Should that be the case, she may attempt to hasten the completion of She may attempt to hasten the completion of the summoning ritual, and if she succeeds, you will have little choice but to face Shiva in battle. Knowing little of this saint, I cannot say if your own strength will suffice, and so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. Some may have reservations about wagering their lives on the success of Moinbrita's experiment, but others will surely agree that desperate times call for desperate measures. Before you assemble your party, pray speak to the knight. I believe that he has a message from you from Sir Emmerich. Madam, Sir Emmerich regrets that he cannot be here in person, and asks that I read you this letter. Ishgard faces an unprecedented threat, yet in her hour of need, it is not her knights who stand poised to defend her. Renee Lacrosse, the warrior of light, savior of Eorzea, your deeds this day shall not be forgotten. Where others would flee, you choose to remain. Where others would falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others would use their gifts for selfish ends, you wield yours in service to a greater cause. May Halone bless you with good fortune and see you safely home. Well, we now have access to Shiva. We got Shiva. Queue up. No one knows it by that name. Okay, let's go to Limsa and see if we can find a group. Yeah. Is Shiva? Yeah, Shiva. I mean, once again, I think I might be at the point where I can solo her. But I don't know if that's what I want to do. See, people are asking if they want to do it unsynced. No. No. Doesn't look like I'm getting anyone wanting to bite. Rough life duty finder. Yeah. Yeah. And what's party finder look like? I mean, that's the thing. People don't just look in party finder. There's literally nothing happening in party finder. It is empty. What is the last piece we need to complete this about? What are they going on about? Oh, there's people. There's people. There's so many things here. Everyone just wants to do it unsynced. People are joining. It shouldn't have been unsynced. I said I wanted Oh, shoot, 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 shoot. To okay, this again, /shout. Any brave adventurers want to join us for Shiva hard linked? No. I can't believe I put unsynced. Rough life, do they know it's for the story? Yeah. I said I want to do it in MSQ. It's just typically people want to run it unsynced. And I don't want to do stuff unsynced because it Leviathan was ruined. Yeah. My first go into Leviathan was ruined, so I don't want that to happen again. Oh, yeah. Invite you promote. This is so weird looking. Art is rather fun. Those are cute looking. We've got... Why do we have so many DPS? We're waiting on tanks. Is there anyone else online? Doesn't seem like Linkhead wants to join us. They're right there. How about in the FC? There's like no one online. They're making so many noises. It's so creepy. Ask the goobers and voice to help out? Oh. What is going on? So, I'm assuming all these people, either they're in the same FC, or they're in the same... They're in Carbuncle Council. The Snoot. Carbuncle Council. Alright, let's go. We have a group. Took a little bit, but it worked out. Good old sitting around boring content. And now we finally have Shiva.
You should never have come here, warrior of light. I labor only to forge a lasting peace.
Oh, this music's good.
A peace you would deny us out of ignorance and blind faith. No matter. If it is our fate to be at odds, then it is mine to strike you down.
Ooh.
We whom gods and men have forsaken shall be the instruments of our own deliverance. Partake of my flesh. Fill this vessel with your light. Walk amongst your brothers and sisters once more. Oh, Saint Shiva, still the hatred within our hearts and bless us with eternal grace.
This is so cool. It was such a good cutscene. And yeah, I really like Shiva. They did a really good job on Shiva and 14. Alright, let's go. Who's main tank? You? I haven't done Shiva in so long. Do I remember how to do this fight? Do we need to, like, single target these, or can we AoE them? I feel like we need to AoE them. Or single target them, rather. Let's just do AoE. We got this. I mean, this should be fine. Everything's back up. No. And here comes the big music. Did I mess that up? I feel like I have way too much practice now because of Keeper, yes. Boy, the hardest part is seeing her markers. I guess we'll break you out of the ice folder. No. Meow. I didn't expect to do this quest on Sage, to be honest. For this, fight. She looks worn out. Oh no. I mean, how is she still alive?
Blind, bloody fool. You, of all people, should understand the suffering war begets. That no sacrifice is too great if it brings an end to the violence. Mine is the righteous cause. You fight in a war you do not understand. A pawn of liars and schemers.
Ysel going deep.
And they are no less ignorant than you. Following the creed of their fathers without question, never thinking to ask why. Trapped in a delusion of their own creation, and blind to the truth. Warrior of light, redemption is not beyond us. We who walk before may lead those who walk after. Seek the Keeper of the Lake. See with eyes unclouded.
Keeper of the Lake.
Do not squander Mother's gift.
So she knows a lot about Hydaelyn, and she's telling us to go check on Midgard somewhere. That's the Keeper of the Lake, right? They did mention that he's supposed to be resurrecting. Very interesting. We just let her go?
Hear, feel, think.
Okay, so her knowing Hydaelyn definitely isn't a lie. Yeah.
And so the vessel withdraws, a predictable outcome. Nevertheless, La Habrea will be pleased.
This Asian with his mutton chops and sad face.
How unfortunate.
There we go. There was many sounds that just happened there. So let's see what we got here. Why was there so many random noises happening there? I feel like something weird happened. Back to Monk. By the 12, you're alive. I mean, of course you're alive. Why wouldn't you be? Iceheart did what? And you're certain about that, are you? Javanians are skilled with glamours, after all. Look, if you say that's what you saw, I believe you. It's just I've never heard of a primal being summoned like that before. Are you sure you're not injured? Head trauma is known to cause hallucinations, you see. No? Well, fair enough. I was only asking. A road less traveled. If you ask me, there's not to be gained from mulling over the implications of your story in the freezing cold. Let's save it for the rising stones, eh? And I'll get everyone to meet us there. Ah, but before that, you had best pay a visit to White Room Front and speak with Alphino. He's probably worried sick about you. That or he's busy playing at politics with the Ishgardians. Either way, I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you hale and healthy. Speaking of which, you don't have a headache or anything, do you? No? Blurred vision? Oh, no reason. Oh, there's a message. See you again soon. I guess it's just people. There's just people trying to message me. I wonder if it shows up saying if people invited you, like, in friend request. I know it'll tell me if I send a friend request, but what if someone tried to friend me and I didn't get the friend request? Then I'd be pretty sad. No. Let's message Orianging Centel. Help. That's Orianging. Yeah. They're in a restricted area. I think we're good. Yeah. Ooh, level 40 leaves? I might be able to make use of that. Am I going to? I guess Alpha knows that was Shalama. Oh, Emmeric's here. There she is, and none the worse for wear. Was there ever any doubt that the warrior light would succeed? I think I speak for all of us when I say I should like nothing more than to hear the stirring tale of your victory, if you would be so kind. Then we are too late to prevent the summoning. But not too late to prevent further loss of life. An outcome worthy of celebration, and one for which we have Renee to thank. Yes, you're right, of course, Sir Emmerich. We should be content with what we have accomplished. I, for one, could not have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat, and the heretics have been routed. Aye, there is the matter of Iceheart's escape, but she cannot run forever. Whether it takes days, weeks, moons, or even years, my knights will find her. In the meantime, Lord Gillimaw, is the caravan ready? The supplies your men recovered have been prepared for transport, in accordance with your wishes. Rest assured that my knights will see them safely to Revenant's Toll. Of that I have no doubt. I take it these are the self-same supplies the heretics stole from House Forton caravan? Less the crystals, which comprise the bulk of the shipment, yes. Scarcely a fraction of that which was promised, but a meaningful contribution to your cause all the same. Oh, and on an unrelated note, Renee, might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragon Blah? Renee, might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragonhead at your earliest convenience? 'Tis not for my benefit. A certain lord was most distressed when he learned of your intent to risk life and limb to stop Iceheart. It took half a dozen knights to restrain him, I'm told. Oh no. Men give vent to their anxieties in myriad ways. Pray do not think less of him. Seems like Harshavan took it really hard that I was just gonna, like, risk my life there. Thou art very welcome. I realize this Oriange is trying hard. No. You have an Oriange role player. I love it. Let's see. We're about the hour mark, so I kind of want to take a break. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take a short break. I'll see y'all shortly. Yeah, go ahead and take this chance to stretch, get some more water, all that good stuff, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Yeah. And we're back. Do this real quick. There we go. Alright, so up, drink water, y'all. Alright. See if Harshfal's okay. It sounded like he was really worried about us. What were you thinking, Renee? Wagering your very being on a dubious theory which might allow you to enter Iceheart's lair, knowing full well that she could have sufficient forewarning to complete her ritual to summon Shiva anyway, and then engaging the abomination in mortal combat. By the Fury, Renee, 'tis the stuff of ballads, a battle for the ages. Would that I had been there to fight by your side. Yet here I was forced to wait, condemned to wonder at the fate of a dear friend for a veritable eternity. I would not wish such torture on my most hated enemy. But you're here now, and that's all that truly matters. Let us move on. Sir Emmerich wished to have words with you and Master Alphino in private. He awaits us in the intercessory. Alright, let's go see what Emmerich needs.
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to express my deepest thanks.
His deepest thanks. Glad it's voiced.
Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Natalan.
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment. Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy.
Hopefully.
You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now. And there is naught like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
Ooh.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
Alphino sounds really weird.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary. We too have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Sir Emmerich, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgard Zoma could return?
Regards, Somer. That'd be a big deal if he returned, wouldn't it?
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I requested your involvement as a precautionary measure.
But of course, you sought an excuse to compensate us from the first, mindful of what would happen if Revenant's Toll were taken by your enemies. Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Alphino, you need to calm down.
Choose your next words carefully.
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights? One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am. Now, why do you suppose that is? Because I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget, one born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease. We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them.
Alphino, you sound so weird today.
I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
Not at all. You but spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you. On such occasions, my second-in-command will speak for me.
Lucia, at your service.
Lucia?
Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Oh.
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray inform Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you. Which reminds me, Lord Orchefort, if you would be so kind.
Oh.
Certainly.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap this will go some way to rectify the problem. The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks, as well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
The road less traveled is now complete. They actually have voiced cutscenes for side characters now. Let's see. So next is Eyes Unclouded. So we have essentially 3 quests left before we step into the next patch. It would seem we have much to discuss with our friends at the Rising Stones. If what you say is true, Iceheart's method of summoning Shiva defies all precedent. It necessitates a complete reappraisal of the primal threat and of your approach to combating it. Moreover, there are grave ramifications if word of this incident reaches Imperial ears. The Garlean Empire believes that primals are an inseparable menace, that their mere existence is a threat to this very star. As such, they deem any action taken against the beast tribes to be justified by default. Imagine then if it became known that it was not only the beast tribes of Eorzea that could summon primals, but her civilized peoples as well. Any lingering objections to the Eorzean campaign would vanish overnight. Where before we had to contend with a single Imperial Legion, we could well find ourselves facing the combined might of all of Garlemald. But I speak unadvisedly. Come, Meaning, it is better that we continue this conversation in Mordona. Alright. To the Rising Stones. Know what Tatari is working on. Wait, what was that? Also, it seemed I was grossly misinformed regarding the average earnings of a street performer. Oh no. True, young leaders can be more amenable to new ideas. Then again, their lack of experience and influence can hinder their ability to enact reform. I do not fault Sir Emmerich for being less than forthcoming with his beliefs. Not even the Highborn are beyond the reach of the Inquisition. What's wrong with Thancred? Hey, I just gotta say, you're alright. What? Why is Thancred so drunk? Did Moinbrita drink him under the table? Trying to tumble the table now, are we? Don't give up yet, boy. Yida, line him up. What you two do is your own business. Don't say I didn't warn you. Well, everyone's getting drunk. Calm yourself, Cultinate. Just a little ship after practice. Clearly out the cobwebs no end. A sip before practice, a sip after practice, and all too often a sip during practice. I do believe Moinbrita is having quite the bad influence on you. So Moinbrita is just like getting everyone drunk. That's hilarious.
Words cannot well express how glad I am to see you return to us hale and whole.
Hale and whole?
Needless to say, I am most eager to hear your account of that which occurred in Kurthis, assuming you're ready to speak of it. Excellent. I shall summon the others at once.
Thancred seems to have sobered up.
Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul?
Master Louisoir's writings make no mention of such a possibility. Can we be certain this entity was a primal?
As certain as we can be that good King Mogglmog the 12th was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
Let's not quibble over definitions. Of more concern is the implication that Iceheart retained her will, even after she was possessed. We are talking about a mortal, wielding the power of a primal.
It can't possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required. Or maybe she's just special?
What qualities this woman possesseth, I know not. But full sure am I that she was groomed for this role. Few are privy to the secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
Well, I wouldn't presume to comment on how the lass came to know about summoning, but I will say that what she summoned was a primal. The readings were the same, or near as damn it. Strange as it all sounds, it's really no different from what you've faced before.
Hmm.
Then mayhap it is time that we re-examined our previous encounters.
Pack your things, Ida. We're going back to Gridania.
Back to Gridania.
Yes, sir.
About Iceheart's final words to you. Hear, feel, think. Hydaelyn speaks to her as well. If Iceheart is blessed with the power of the Echo, she will doubtless have used it to further her goals. Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the Echo which first set her on this path? She did say that the Ishgardians were blind to the truth. Do you think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ishgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her unwavering conviction.
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake? And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
Midgard-Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ishgardians' fears are well-founded. It would seem we have yet another reason to stand watch over the Keeper of the Lake. For a mercy, we are well-positioned to do so.
Yeah, he's right outside.
Iceheart, Shiva, Ascians, and Midgard-Zoma. I shudder to think how they're all connected.
Eyes unclouded. Interestingly, in the patch notes, this quest is listed as question marks. I mean to scour the annals for the knowledge of Midgard-Zoma. Given his great age, I dare say he appears in more than a few. Did you hear that? The commotion outside? You'd see if aught is amiss. Yeah, what's going on? Renee, 'tis well that you are on hand. We have a problem. Royal has escaped. It happened shortly after the Immortal Flames took her into custody. She had been placed in a dungeon cell ahead of her coming trial, but apparently the accommodation was not to her liking. The turnkey was found slain along with 2 guards. 'Tis plain she received inside help. Citizens report seeing her quitting the city via the Gate of Nald with a bloodied spear in her hand. She makes her Castra Meridianum, I'm certain of it. With her fate in the Eorzea as good as sealed, what recourse has she but to flee to her imperial masters? Even as we speak, Captain Ilbert and the First are hot upon her heels. Pray make haste to Camp Blue Fog and join the hunt. Okay, Camp Blue Fog. Interesting. Oh, they're like right next to me, aren't they? Yeah, it's Ilbert. My thanks for coming, Scion. I have spoken with the soldiers here. They say that she walked through the camp not a bell ago. Aye, she walked right through. You did not mishear. We have Ralbon's decision to keep the matter secret to thank for that. Bad for morale, he said. As a result, not a single flame in the garrison made any attempt to detain her, and so here we are. She must not be allowed to reach Castrum Meridianum. I don't know why I struggle so much to say that word. Alright, let's go. Oh, she's way up there. Yeah, them opening up flying allows you to see so much more. of all these old sounds. I love it. That looks like it's dating. That's not good. This wretch was with Royale. He threw himself at us that his mistress might escape. She didn't blink when we cut him down, not even when he started screaming. No loyalty even to our own, the goddamn harpy. With me, Scion, we almost have her. There's very different gear as well. Oh, that's a lot of enemies. You want her alive? Kill the rest. Is this the healer? No. There's a healer amongst these. Ah, the Medicus. Yeah, you gotta go down. Can we do a lot of damage to this? Yes. They're overclocking. That's not good. And now we can fight her. Oh, we got enemy reinforcements. Gotta break up these death claws so they can fight. And we gotta... What is this? No. You go down. You look like a healer. You go down. Okay, now we take down the Colossus. Might be able to do AoE here. Yes. Got more. A lot of enemies. I don't know how well our NPCs are going to hold up. Okay, it looks like the Domans are here. Yugiri is off fighting that one by herself. Let's help out Yugiri here. Now we can focus on the little ones. There we go. Or we're gonna lose some NPCs. Bind her and do it tight. Yes, sir. Good work, men. She and her Imperial cronies pushed us close, but we were better. Behold, a respected officer of the Immortal Flames. People looked up to you as one of the Order's founding members, one of its pillars. It saddens me to see you fallen so low. What would you know of low? You a spoiled little lordling who has never known anyone. People such as you take wealth and birth for granted. You think it your God's given right to rule over others. You know not of our plight, the injustice that we lowbornish guardians must endure. To the noble lords and ladies, we are not people, but resources to be consumed. I did what I had to do to survive, stealing, killing, even whoring myself. It is no fault of mine if fools imagine me a paragon when I join the flames. To hear you tell it, one would think that you were the only person to ever have suffering. In case you've forgotten, Raoban himself was born into poverty, as was I. We lived hand to mouth with little more than the shirts on our backs. Hunger was our constant companion, yet never did we bemoan our lot in life, nor did we begrudge against others their fortunes. We accepted the hand that we had been dealt, and played it to the best of our ability. Life was a battle, aye, but no matter what fate threw at us, we took it on the chin and came back for more. Everything we have, we fought for. How are we any different then? 'Tis true that we were both mercenaries of lowly birth. 'Tis true that we both had our fair share of struggles. But whereas I sold my sword, you, Marshal, you sold your comrades. If life has taught me one thing, it is that you never betray your own. I would sooner cut off my own arm than raise a hand against a friend. But enough talk. You will return to Ul'dah to face justice, and the people whose trust you have dragged through the gutter. Not so much of a hint of remorse. As well that this sword business is finally at an end. Our friend's betrayal cuts deeper than steel. We must hope that we have chosen our allies more wisely than Raoban chose his. Ooh, Alpha now? Really? A 110 weapon coffer. Interesting.
I have heard. Truly bothersome business. No, I do not foresee a problem on that front. The main concern is Raoban. There is no telling what the brute might do.
Oh.
Have the blades watch him in the flames day and night. You may leave the Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace.
What do you mean by that?
Sever one of the East Aldenard trade routes. That ought to keep Lolorito occupied for a while. Nanamo Ulnamo. For my sake, pray be a good little Sultana to the last.
What are you planning? And this is Let Us Clean Together, which should be the last MSQ quest for 2.4. 2.5 starts with good intentions. Okay. Captain Ilbert and I have a few questions for the Flame Marshal regarding the circumstances of her miraculous escape. When we have completed our interrogation, we shall take our findings directly to General Raoban, and that shall be the end of it. Your work is done, my friend. My thanks. But I have one last task for you. Return to the Rising Stones and apprise Minfilia of all that has happened. I am aware that the Antecedent held Riel in high regard. For better or worse, she'll want to know how this tale ends. Alright, let's go to Mordona. Like everyone's still where they were. Thancred's still passed out drunk over there. Yeah.
Welcome back, my friend. I have already received word from Alphino. To think that Flame Marshal Huayu was the Garlean agent. I know not what to say. Together with Robon, Eileen lent us much needed aid at the time of our Order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat. When we discussed the subject, her eyes fairly shone with determination. Whatever else she may have been, I choose to believe that it was her true self with whom I spoke then. But now is not the time to dwell on such matters. I have an important announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the Ascians. We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled. My thanks for coming, friends. Moonbreeder, the floor is yours.
What you got for us, Moonbreeder?
By now, I'm sure you're all familiar with White Auracite, the miraculous material that'll allow us to capture Ascian souls. Back at Snowcloak, we verified its ability to absorb vast amounts of ether. Alas, it leaves something to be desired in the area of stability. The stone can only store ether for a short while before expelling its contents.
In addition to Auracite's inherent limitations, we must needs be wary of our enemy's strength. Our foe draweth upon an infinite wellspring of power. Even should we succeed in entrapping him, the stone will not long contain his wrath.
Meaning that, if we want to kill the swine, we'll have to be quick about it.
'Tis our belief that an Ascian soul may be permanently undone, if smitten by a sufficiently concentrated burst of pure ether.
The only trouble is, we can't say for sure how concentrated the burst needs to be. Without knowing how much ether an Ascian soul is composed of, we're basically guessing.
Our sole clue lieth in thy struggle with La Habrea.
During that encounter, Heidelin bid you forge what she called a Blade of Light, a weapon which took the form of a luminous stream of energy. Based on your description, we believe the blade with which you vanquished your foe was composed of ether. Admittedly, your victory proved ephemeral, as La Habrea was able to use a crystal of darkness to flee into the space that lies between our world and the void. The fact remains, however, that Heidelin placed the means to destroy the Ascians in your hands. Be that as it may, it would be unwise to assume that she will do the same when we next encounter such a foe.
Quite so, my lady. We must needs find the means to forge our own blade of ether, one to equal that which Heidelin did benevolently bestow upon her champion.
And how, pray tell, do you think we're going to create that much ether?
That is all well and good, but it seems to me that producing such a blade will require a prodigious quantity of ether. Whence will it come, pray tell?
Thank you, Papalimo, for saying that. Saying that in a better way than I ever could.
Oh, what if we had two pieces of white auracite? One to trap the Ascian, and the other to store the ether for the blade.
Oh, nice try. But it's as I said, the stone won't hold ether for any length of time. We'd still need to collect the stuff there and then, sorry to say.
And therein lies the rub. Finding a way to create the blade whenever and wherever we choose.
It would seem more research is in order.
I'm going to linger a while, perform a few more tests on the Auracite. And I could do with some help. Urianger, why don't you lend me a hand?
Mine apologies, but I am required at the Waking Sands.
Are you?
Minfilia hath given me sole charge of the premises. 'Twould be unseemly to leave them unattended.
Sole charge, you say? So you're basically alone there, then? Well, that settles it. I'll just have to come to you.
While you were afield, word arrived from the Charlian motherland. You will recall that a survey party was dispatched to investigate the incident at the Isle of Val. What they discovered was troubling, to say the least. According to the report, the Isle has been erased from existence. 'Twas as if a hole had been torn in the very fabric of reality.
What?
Aye, yet the mystery endeth not with the Isle's disappearance. It hath come to light that a number of scholars in various other locales were reported missing at a similar juncture.
What's more, they all had something in common with the head of the students of Baldessian. Every last one of them was researching a phenomenon called dimensional compression, or the rejoining as the ancient texts call it. I'll be damned if that's a coincidence.
So everyone researching the rejoining has disappeared?
All indications suggest Oceanian involvement, but I sense that a force greater still is at work. The entity the Dark Beings call the One True God. We must pray that my dear friend Kryl regains consciousness soon. If she bore witness to the Isle of Val's final moments, she may be able to shed some light on this mystery.
Let Us Cling Together is complete. What's going on in Ul'dah?
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea. So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help. To think that it came from Huayu, my right hand.
Is it Weil? Weil?
There is more. We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th. She also answered to a higher authority in Garlemald. But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the Media Project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire. He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash. We believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
Alas, these provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling, and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever. Yet Eorzea survived. To all intent, the primals. Until, that is, it stumbled upon the Ultima weapon.
Even before the accursed thing was dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might to overwhelm our weakened armies. Yet they chose to hide behind their walls. Why?
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerge to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command.
Oh?
He ordered the Legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone.
How do you know this, Hilbert?
In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
A man who outranks Van Belsar, yet opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea. This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army, now known as Emperor Voris Zos Galvus. So he was Huayu's true master.
But one of several in actual fact. We've learned that even as Huayu served the Empire's interests, she sold Imperial secrets to a certain faction in Eorzea.
Oh?
In so doing, she helped to maintain the status quo, thus prolonging the conflict. Considering who stands to profit from war,
it isn't hard to imagine who her other masters were.
7 hells! You mean to say that she was a double agent?
Huh, triple, if you consider her services to Van Belsar and the new Emperor as separate.
As neatly as these pieces seem to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me. By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or Monetarist masters. Could it be that another hand is at work here? If so, Huayu must be made to reveal whose it is.
Quadruple agent.
Not only have I lost a trusted friend, now I must interrogate her as a stranger.
Not a pleasant task, I grant you, but a necessary one. Unless we weed out the ivy, root, stalk, and stem, it will simply grow back.
I know that full well. Those closest to Huayu have already been detained, and I will question them alongside her.
General, pray keep in mind that there may be unwitting abettors among them.
All will be treated fairly. On that you have my word. Those who are innocent have no cause to fear.
You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding out falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be for the sake of Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the soul. And with that, I take my leave.
Hmm.
All these years, I've been made to dance to their tune. How could you, Huayu? How could you side with them? Those cankers who take from this land and give naught in return, who use their power to disempower and grow fat while the people starve. I know you can hear me, monetarist scum. Your crimes will not go unpunished.
Damn, Raubon.
Today I will purge this land of your sickness before the eyes of the 12. I swear it.
Raubon is angry.
I shall have no further need of you this day. Your Grace. I fear that not even mine own chambers shall remain private for long.
Has the situation grown so grim?
Ever since he proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill, Teleji Adeleji has risen to greater prominence upon the backs of impoverished refugees. The monetarists were ever united in their pursuit of profit, but the man's actions have torn a rift in their ranks. They snap at each other as rabid dogs. Yet now is not the time to be bickering among ourselves.
If this bickering is a threat to law and order, might you not have grounds to dissolve the Syndicate?
Would that the solution were so simple, Admiral. Alas, my moving to dissolve the Syndicate is certain to spark outrage among the influential merchant class, whom the Cabal represents. This would serve to exacerbate the current unrest, and peace would slip still further away. Be they rich or poor, natives or refugees, all who reside in Ul'dah have a right to pursue happiness. It is the duty of a ruler to protect this right. If I am to perform my duty, I must needs tread warily. It would not do to make enemies heedlessly.
Hmm. Also, look at that strawberry cake the Merylweb has there.
Were Lord Lolorito here, You would doubtless say that I have my head in the clouds.
A ruler is required to take a wide view. Try as we might to cater to all needs, some will inevitably be overlooked. As such, there shall ever be citizens who feel aggrieved. It cannot be helped. But as you have informed us, the monetarists take no view but their own. They hunger for power while the masses starve. In the absence of a common cause, it seems beyond any one individual to make Uldar whole.
And the presence of a Garlean agent within the immortal flames only makes matters worse. Even accounting for Uldar's historic reliance upon mercenaries, such a grievous breach of security is unprecedented. I fear this business will provide the monetarists with a rod to beat Rauban.
Eorzea can ill afford for the immortal flames to be dampened now. Ere long, the Garleans will turn their ravenous gaze toward our lands once more. If we are to resist their might, our nations must stand together. Yet for this to happen, our nations must be whole. Cannot be done to improve the situation in Uldar.
The true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her citizens. Alas, the citizens shall never know these things, so long as their lives are ruled by the ambitions of the few. The monetarists claim to represent the best interests of the people, but in sooth they desire only to manipulate them for their own selfish ends. For the government to serve the people, it must be formed of the people.
Nanamo calling for democracy.
For Uldar to move forward, it is not only the Syndicate that must be dissolved.
Nay, you jest.
My friends, it was for no other reason than to make known to you mine intent that I requested your presence here. When I make my declaration to the people, chaos shall inevitably ensue. As the last monarch in the line of Ul, I make unto you this request. Help Rauban to preserve order and protect the people. Forsake them, and you forsake yourselves. For a strong Eorzea will ever have need of a strong Uldar.
Animo?
Your Grace, are you certain of this?
There is no other way. When the time is ripe, the nation shall become a true republic. Both royalists and monetarists shall cease to be. Uldar will no longer belong to kings or queens or merchant princes, but to her people. Rauban, forgive me for casting aside all that you have toiled for in my name. Beyond this gesture, I am powerless to help my subjects.
That is a very big step that she wants to take. A very big step. And that was the Dreams of Ice achievement, which means we're done with 2.4. So we're going to hold off on picking up the next quest because that starts 2.5. So let's see, where do we want to go? There's no inn in Revenant's Toll. So let's go to Uldar real quick. I did do Labyrinth of the Ancients off stream, but I do want to go grab the cutscenes real quick. Or I think y'all are good. That's up to y'all if y'all want to see the cutscenes. Otherwise, I'm gonna go talk to Grahatia. and turn in the quest for Labyrinth of the Ancients. I am going to come over here and check on my squadron real quick. Still, okay, they're not ready yet. I still need to do one more. Let's see. I need to do one more command mission so that I can unlock the final little mission here. It's just I am nowhere near being... I don't think I'm anywhere near being able to complete it properly. I may need to change some people's jobs. Let's see. Let's do Dismal Darkhold. Would I rather do Aurum Vale? I don't know if I have... if I go as a tank, then I'll have enough people for Aurum Vale. Let's take you two. So my healer and my 2 DPS. Squadron roster. Display independence, probably the best option we have here. Definitely offensive's the best option we have there. And same here. Alright. Let's switch over to Gunbreaker. And missions. Let's go do Aurum Vale. Just swap you out for Totodine. So we'll knock out Aurum Vale. Which should open up the final mission we need. For, whatchamacallit. Can we sneak past this toad? Looks like it. Work on these. Oh, I am taking some damage. Where is my healer? The silly. Heal me. Why am I taking so much damage? I don't want to go out too far because I don't want to aggro this entire dungeon. Let's see if I can bring them into here. You'll need to come over here. There we go. Now we can fight these. Alright. Let's fight off this boss. I probably could have saved probably could have saved my heal. But once I have that, you know, the burst. Yeah. Only at 2? Come on now. go, you're defeated. I feel like Cecily's not healing me much. Am I wearing the right gear? The game's like, yeah, equip all this slaying gear. Sure. Nope, I won't have the fruits. Let's take out the fruits. Oh, I almost died. Oh, I almost died. That would have been bad. Silly, what are you doing? She's normally such a good healer. So confused. What's the best way I can sneak around here? And go through the center? Probably can if we wait for these. Well, not like that. There we go. That should have lowered the damage enough that I won't get smacked too hard. I mean, Todoti and Careless Whisper are definitely doing some damage. You did not get slowed, sadly. Careless Whisper just got smacked. Hey, there we go. Some Aurum Smalls. Do those look good? Oh, those are kind of cute. Disciple of Magic. That might be an option for my Red Mage Glamour. Can we sneak past this, please? Nope, they aggroed everything. This is bad. Oh yeah, this is real bad. Silly. Keep me alive, please. Please? Nope. That didn't work. Let's try just dealing with each group alone. Or not. They'll just run in the center of everything. That's fine, too. Really? Normally don't have this much trouble with my my squadron. It's very weird indeed. Can we grab you? Everyone disengage. So let's come back here. Now re-engage. They de-aggro. Sure seemed like that one de-aggroed. Like the longest run of Arm Belt ever. We got another gate room. Oh no, did my healer get silenced? Oh, and Cecily died. And take out these seedlings. I took out most of them. Why does it feel like my squad is like so weak now? What did you aggro me from way over there? working. Okay, we need to take out another one. There we go, now we can go forward. And we got another pack of enemies here. This is going slow. We're at the final boss. Alright, let's do this. Do I even get the burrs? I don't think they get hit with the burrs. One, can we destroy the fruit? Yes. There we go. Aside from having trouble with the ads, that went really well. Okay, let's what do these horror look like? No. Boots. Well, the boots are cute. Let's open up our Chocobo saddlebag and save these for later. Commander, the Hall of Flame sent us a new mission. I've read the briefing and it's a tough one, but if we pull it off, well, let's just say I think we're in for a commendation. Due to the exceedingly high difficulty on this mission, however, it is advised that you first improve your squadron members' individual abilities as much as possible before attempting a deployment. Alright, what's this final mission? Sapper Strike. Are our people good enough to do this? So it's very well rounded. We're gonna need some strength. So let's bring you. Bring you as our healer. Let's bring the two of you. No, I can't bring both. Do you bring enough strength? I can go down a little bit on strength. Not much, though. You two have the same stats, except you have more strength. So I need a little bit more mind. Drop you and bring you. And we're really low on strength. We can lose 40. We can easily lose 40 on the We swapped you for you. Oh, we're so close. And we have too much mind if we go that way. Go this way. We can either level up some more or try and put some more in blue. Oh, we're not maxed out. No, we're not maxed out. Oh, shoot. I can just do this whenever my training missions are back. And that'd be enough. Because we have, we have 40 points we can gain here. Just stick it all into mental ability, and that'd put us where we need to be. But yeah, once our training roster is done, we can upgrade our mental ability. Kochi's been running into issue with people who can't dodge AoEs. She's been running a lot of Praetorium. All three died to... They shouldn't be dying to one AoE. Are you healing enough? She's level 80 on her Sage. What did I want to check? Timers. So I think in like 17 minutes I'll be able to send them out on. I'll be able to put them to training and then send them out. All right, so let's go back to Mordona. Alright, y'all still have an hour until you're done with those. Let's switch to our monk. I just realized that... Oh, no, we switched to Gunbreaker. Just for that mission. I was worried for a second. I was like, oh no, don't tell me I gave my XP to Gunbreaker instead of monk. So good of you to join us, Renee. Our meeting would be dull without a full account of your experiences of the Labyrinth. I love Grahatia. Take a moment to collect yourself, and when you're ready, we shall debate how best to proceed. The Fellowship of Noah being accounted for, it is time this assembly was called to order. Rambrose will be presiding over the meeting. If you'd be so kind as to inform him of your readiness to proceed. Welcome back, Renee. I have just been reading about your encounter in the Labyrinth of the Ancients. It pleases me greatly to note that you seem none the worse for the experience. For your reference, I have added my own notes to Graha's preliminary expedition report and begun compiling a Crystal Tower survey log, and information contained therein will be available to you for The information contained therein will be available to you at all times. Should you have any questions, you need only ask. Now, if there are no objections, I shall begin with the summary of the expedition's key accomplishments. Okay, let's take I don't remember which one of these materia sold well. Let's go for the quick aim. In the course of this, our first foray into the grounds of the Crystal Tower, we succeeded in neutralizing the structure's outer defenses, before proceeding to secure the maze surrounding the base of the spire. According to Renee's account, the labyrinth's defenses were most emphatically active. Disturbingly, her report also mentions a violent encounter with a sentry, heavily augmented by Allegan technology. In short, our misgivings were well founded. The Crystal Tower was not simply thrust above ground by the chaotic shifting of the earth. It has somehow been reawoken, as if, as seems increasingly likely, the tower's secrets should prove too dangerous to share with the world. We'll have no choice but to contain them. Short of leveling the place, this will almost certainly involve returning its mechanisms to a state of dormancy. To do that, however, we will first need to address the question of how they work, the answer to which must surely be waiting for us inside the tower itself. In conclusion, that is where we must go. A task rather easier said than done, if the perils of the labyrinth are of any indication. Then I move that all further exploration of the tower be delayed until such time as an exhaustive analysis of the structure's defenses has been completed. Master Garland, may I entrust this task to you? It would be my pleasure. Don't forget about us. It's like you said, Chief. We founded the Ironworks to make sure that technology was used for the right reasons. That means making sure it's not used for the wrong ones. We wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't see this through to the end. Lads, well, I hope you're ready for some back-breaking chores. Drink water, y'all. Well, everything seems to be in hand here, so I shall take my leave of you for the present. If I am to witness this valiant tale unfold with my own eyes, I must needs hone my martial skills ere they ascend the spire. You'll do nothing of the sort, Graha. Your knowledge may prove useful to Master Garland's investigation. As an observer, I am not, strictly speaking, subject to your authority. Look at Graha and that face he's making. Pray do not mistake my intention. I am well aware that I shall never be a match for one with your innate talents, however hard I train. Be that as it may, pray do not allow your skills to rest from disuse during the coming pause. We will need you fighting fit for if our subsequent forays are to prove as productive as this one. Mark me, we have not yet caught more than the briefest glimpse of that which time has obscured. Soon, however, we shall cast off the veil and gaze upon the glory of the Allegan Empire. There's one heckin' thunderstorm going on outside. And with that encouraging thought in mind, it is time to bring this assembly to a close. Let us all focus on the task at hand, that our next expedition may begin all the sooner. Meeting adjourned. My poor voice. I've had a cough and a sore throat. Like, it started last night. It's annoying. Eh? Nero? What are you doing here? Such a terrible mess, yet it does leave the door wide open, so to speak. One cannot help but be impressed. I'm beginning to understand the reliance you place on adventurers, old friend. So this is the legacy the Allegan Empire left behind? If my readings are correct, the energy source waiting atop the tower is a match even for ultimate weapon, nay, more than a match. A new toy for me to play with. I believe the fates had conspired to deny me my just rewards once again, but it would seem they had a greater destiny in mind for me. And so long as my ambition burns, I shall strive to seize it. The dream lives on, said, do not disappoint me. No. 'Tis my most fervent belief that the Fellowship of Noah will piece by piece lay bare the long-buried secrets of ancient Alec's history, for the doing of it will require all of your skill and more. Mayhap I can convince Master Garland to allow me to accompany you, that I might see some of these horrific guardians in the flesh. I am quite proficient with the bow, you know. Circus Tower? Or is it Circus Tower? Raha's got a fluffy tail. Ah, 'tis you, my friend. You are doubtless eager to hear of our progress on the Crystal Tower. Excellent. I'll be disappointed to hear otherwise. Of course, disappointed is the word of the day, I fear. I'm ashamed to say that there is nothing worthwhile to report. The suns continue to probe the labyrinth of the ancients, and every day brings new discoveries. Alas, the same cannot be said of the Crystal Tower proper. We have not been able to set so much as a single foot inside. You will recall how the eight sentinels stood between us and the labyrinth initially. In like manner, the entryway to the principal spire, Circus Tower, the elegans called it, is also protected by technology far more advanced than our own. Sid and I have tried every trick we know, but without success. Frankly speaking, we're at a loss. It is discouraging, but we cannot give up. There must be a way in. And so the situation stands, my friend. Until we gain entry to the tower, I fear your talents shan't avail us. It will require time that I am loath to waste. But I have a mind to set my people to scouring such ancient tasks as we have on hand. Perhaps we can be of assistance. And you are? Be at ease, friends, for we share the self-same goal. I am Une, and my companion is Doga. We are scholars of the elegant civilization, sent by the students of Aldessian to assist in your endeavor. Une and Doga, rather unusual names for this day and age, I might be forgiven for observing. But I digress. You claim to be here at the students' behest, but we have received nary a word of your coming. Moreover, in light of the recent incident at the Isle of Val, I should think that they would have rather more pressing concerns. We can only assume that the message failed to reach you due to some mishap. I assure you that we are here to help. What is it, Graha? 'Tis nothing. There was a pain, but it subsided. Well, this is rather unexpected. Your right eye is the same as ours. The same? You have the elegant eye as well. This sanguine hue is said to be a trait unique to the elegans, yet I inherit it from my father, as he did from his. Only one child in a single generation is born with the eye. All my life I have sought to learn the truth of its manifestation. If there is aught you know, I implore you to tell me. My deepest apologies, but we have no answers for you. Only one thing is certain. Those who possess the trait are bound by fate to Alec. As your eye has placed you upon the path you walk, so too have we come here to fulfill our destiny. Absurd though as it may sound, it is the truth. Drink water, young. It seems to me we have naught to lose by accepting their aid. Let's say you. If that is your wish, then so be it. You know that I still mean to verify your story with the students of Aldessian when I am able. I trust there will be no objections. Very well. As of this moment, I name Une and Doga advisory members of Noah. Without further ado, let us have them explore the Circus Tower entrance. I promise you have not cause to regret your decision. Renee, I should be much obliged if you were to accompany our new friends to the tower. Biggs and Wedge are presently surveying the 8 sentinels. The 2 of them can show you the way. Upon arrival, pray report to Master Garland. He will brief you on the situation. I shall join you, Renee. With Une and Doga's knowledge, along with your uncanny knack for setting events in motion, I am hopeful that we will finally see progress. Alright. So let's head on over. to the tower. Was I able to get through the door before I got smacked? I hope so. Yes. Oh, I can't fly here. Interesting. I guess it's because it's technically off the map. We're examining the rubble in hopes that it'll yield a clue to entering Circus Tower. Can you tell we're getting desperate? Yes. Well, if it isn't Renee, eager to enter Circus Tower and kill everything in sight, no doubt. As I'm sure you've already heard, though, the place is locked up tight as a clam. New friends from the students, you say? Excellent. It's been slow going, or rather, no going for the chief. He'll appreciate the help. If you'll just follow me, I'll take you to him. Ooh, that's a big door. Oh, that's a really big door. Ah, some old faces to lift the spirit, and a couple of new ones beside. Allow me to introduce Une and Doga. They are scholars of ancient Alec sent here by our friends of Baldessian to aid in the investigation. We understand you're having trouble circumventing the tower's defenses. It's our hope that we can be of some small assistance. If your attire is ought to go by, your assistance should prove invaluable indeed. To begin with, let me tell you where we stand. Beyond rises Circus Tower, the principal spire of the structure collectively known as the Crystal Tower. The only way to get inside is through the proverbial front door, the imposing gate you see here. The problem is we can't get it to open. It is sealed by some mechanism whose workings that are an utter mystery to us. Having no success via the more orthodox means, I went at it with everything from a pickaxe to a Magitech cannon. Nothing so much as put a scratch on it. For a blessing, the gate doesn't try to reduce us to ash like the 8 sentinels, but that doesn't make it any less effective as a security measure. It is fiendishly frustrating in its simplicity. The only clue we have is the elaborate device carved upon it. A man and a woman respect it. Elegant royalty by my judgment. Precisely who these individuals were we cannot say, nor do we know whether the device actually serves a purpose. Like it is not, it is purely decorative. If you're thinking to force it, save your strength. It's no use. Just ask the calluses on my hands. Rest assured, we do not mean to waste our strength. Indeed, why should we exert ourselves when the gate will open of its own accord? I don't think any of us expected that to happen. Seven Hells, what is this? What did you do? What are you? Piercing the heavens and gathering the light, a symbol of mankind's glory and might. Is virtue guarded by gates impregnable only to those whose royal blood answerable, exactly as passed down through legend, I am delighted to see. You love the elegant stuff? Wish we could get a proper exteriors. Ooh, that would be nice. Some elegant furniture. Beg pardons for interrupting your bewilderment. I couldn't help but notice the remarkable playthings you've acquired. Playthings? And Nero, you're still alive? Garland, if I didn't know better, I would say you weren't happy to see me. But I jest. In light of our recent meetings, you have every right to be wearing. Rest assured, I am no longer a threat to you. My legion, for all its intents and purposes, defunct, and my association with it means a tight noose awaits me back in Garlemald. So I've been roaming this land Eorzea, a regular itinerant. In the course of my wanderings, I chanced to catch wind of your latest venture. It sounded positively fascinating, and so I decided to come here and join you. After the wrongs you've committed, you think us that gullible? If you are suspicious of my intent, 'tis only my just deserts, but I am determined to make amends. As a gesture of goodwill, I will share with you what I know, starting with these two odd characters. As you are doubtless already aware, the Crystal Tower was a symbol of the ancient Aleg's might and prosperity. Entry was permitted only to royalty and a few select individuals. According to the records I have unearthed, only royal blood can open the gate. In other words, the Emperor and his progeny were living kings. You mean to say that these two are descended from Allegan royalty? Oh, I suggest nothing so glamorous. Put it plain, they are imitations of royalty, living kings born of Allegan ingenuity. Clones, I believe, is the name your creators gave your kind. Is that not so? Clones? It would seem that the time for concealment is past. Pray accept our apologies. It was not our intent to deceive. We simply wish to avoid causing undue alarm by prematurely making what many would consider deranged claims. If it please you, let us return to the 8 Sentinels. There is much and more to tell. I mean, why don't we stay here at the gate? Very well. Seven Hells, do you seriously mean to follow us around? Come, Garland, you know me better than to think that I spoke in jest. What more will it take for us to be reconciled? A gift, perhaps? An elegant tombstone. It holds the information I just shared with you, and a deal more besides. It used to be the jealously guarded property of the 14th Legion, but it is yours now. I wish you joy of it. I look forward to working together, old friend. Old friend. Nero's just chilling over here. Tombstone, more like elegant USB stick, right? We may not have gotten off to the best of starts, but the past is the past. Yesterday's enemies can yet be today's friends. Do you not agree, Warrior of Light? Let us hear what Une and Doga have to say. It will not be too late to decide upon a course of action afterwards. If you're ready to listen, if you're ready to listen, I shall tell you all. Drink water now. My poor throat. As it pertains closely to your investigation, your leader, Rambros, may wish to be present. Before we begin, pray allow me to apologize again. It was not our intent to deceive you. As you will have already gathered, we are not scholars sent by the students of Aldestian. Nay, we are clones, copies of people who once existed, given life through elegant technology. So it is rather a lot to take in. If it would not be considered unseemly, might ask why you and yours were created, and more specifically, what it is that you now seek to do. Answering your questions requires that we revisit elegant history. Pray bear with us. The Elegant Empire reached its zenith long before your kind came into being. In that glorious age, the Crystal Tower stood tall as a symbol of elegant pride. Parents took their children there, that they might learn how the nigh limitless energy it produced brought prosperity to the whole empire. That prosperity, however, bred decadence, and the empire began to show signs of stagnation. This decline was made all more rapid for want of strong leadership. In a matter of generations, the elegant civilization became a pale shadow of its former self. Its one gleaming cities fell into disrepair, and its frontier lands were given over to the wilderness. Lamenting the pitiful state of affairs, one technologist made it his mission to restore Alec to greatness. Amon was his name. Amon? And he believed that the alien empire wanted for but a potent ruler, and none was more potent than its founding father, whom he sought to resurrect. The founding father? You can't mean Emperor Zan. Or Zan? None other. As part of his experiments, Amon created clones of the Emperor's descendants. We are the products of that experiment, copies of Une and Doga. Historical texts mention the reigns of two elegant emperors named Zan. It was commonly believed that the second was the namesake of the first. After all, such a custom is not uncommon among royalty and commoners alike. To think that the two were in fact one and the same. Zan returned from the grave and assumed his throne once more, and true to Amon's prediction, the Empire restored its realm to glory. Restored his realm to the glory it once knew. Would that he could have been satisfied with that. Oh. In his previous life, the Emperor desired to bring the entire world under elegant dominion, an ambition that ultimately went unfulfilled. Having been granted a second chance, he was determined to succeed. Drink water, young. Realizing that he needed more power to wage his war of conquest, Zan turned his sights toward the forbidden source, darkness. In order to learn how to harness this power, he converted the Crystal Tower into a restricted research facility. Darkness again? Seven hells, what is with the megalomaniacal rulers turning to darkness in their lust for power? Well, at least this one won't be bothering us, being thousands of years dead and all. Would that you were right, Master Garland. Alas, Emperor Zond is very much alive. Within Circus Tower, he still abides, his ambition burning all the more ardently for his empire's collapse. Wielding the power of darkness requires prodigious amounts of energy that not even the Crystal Tower could produce. In order to augment the shortfall, Dalamud was created and launched into the heavens. On high it hung, gathering the sun's energy and channeling it to the tower below. However, a miscalculation resulted in a surge of energy that escaped into the land. This triggered an earthquake of unprecedented violence, the calamity that ushered in the Fourth Umbral Era. In the blinking of an eye, the mighty Allegan Empire was laid to waste. Yet even as the Crystal Tower was sinking into the earth, the technologist Amon, now Emperor Zond's closest aide, invoked powerful magics and halted the flow of time. Every soul within the structure, the Emperor included, was placed into a deep slumber, in a state they were to remain until the time was ripe to awaken. Eras came and went. After millennia lying dormant, Dalamud was summoned back to the earth, its descent triggering the 7th Umbral Calamity, in the wake of which Crystal Tower re-emerged. At that moment, Emperor Zond awakened. In his lust for power, the Emperor consorted with darkness and was seduced by its corrupting influence. Even though his empire is now little more than a faded memory, he will stop at nothing to see his ambition realized. It's interesting how we're now like many expansions into the game and we finally revisited all this stuff. Just for no other purpose but to put an end to Zond's madness that we exist. This is the mantle we have inherited from our namesakes, the true Une and Doga. Fearing what might befall the world, the two of them sought to thwart their emperor. They gave unto us their will, that we might carry on their mission should they fail. When we came to our senses within the Crystal Tower, we deliberated a course of action. Concluding that we alone could not overcome Zond, we struck out to find a worthy ally. It has taken years, but our search is finally over. It is no ordinary woman who can cut a path through the labyrinth of the ancients. With you as our champion, Renee Lacrosse, we are confident that we can end Zond's dark ambition once and for all. Well, that'll teach me for speaking too soon. Setting my chagrin aside, I now know, I see now why you knew about the students of Valdesian, amongst a host of other things. You were observing our investigation the entire time. So what will we do, Annie? The world is in grave danger again, and it just so happens you're an expert at saving it. Let's do it. My poor voice. Give our eternal gratitude. Together, let us see the Allegan Empire's dark past laid to rest. It has been our mission to recover the long-lost knowledge of the Allegan civilization, but what worth is that knowledge if it means subjecting the realm to peril? Truth be told, it pains me to think that the tower's secrets may become lost to us, but the greater good must ever come first. Besides, no quantity of ancient relics can compare to our friends Yune and Doka, living, breathing Alligans. And so I hereby declare a change in Noah's objective. Henceforth, we shall direct all efforts towards sealing off Circus Tower. Its dark secrets must never know the light of day. Renee, as you did for us within the Labyrinth of the Ancients, I would have you enter the structure and eliminate hostile elements. Suffice it to say, this includes Emperor Zand himself. Meanwhile, the rest of us shall examine ways to isolate Circus Tower from the outside world. To work then. I don't think Nero's very happy about this turn of events. Wait, there is something I must know. My right eye is like yours. Does this mean... You inherited the trait from your father, you said. Know that clones are unable to bear offspring. You have no cause for concern. The elegant eye you called it, but to us it is the royal eye, owing to the fact that the trait manifests only in those possessed of royal blood. I cannot well explain why that eye runs in your line, but I am disinclined to think it a coincidence. Though you are doubtless impatient to learn the truth, pray have patience. All will be revealed in due time. My apologies if I've given you cause to worry. I am quite well, I assure you. As you can appreciate, there has been much for me to think on. But now is the time for action, not for idle thoughts. Circus Tower awaits us. Your task is to eliminate all hostile elements within the structure, Zand himself included. Zand. This will afford us the chance to seal off the facility. May the crystal grant you strength. Really unfortunate that the gloam makes these cutscenes look bad. I love the gloam. But, actually, no, it's not gloam. What is this effect? Just fog? Of course it had to be foggy. Do you mean too far away? Ah! I'd have to queue for it. I doubt I'm gonna find a group. Might as well queue. Check our timers. I'm assuming... I'll have my training ready. What was that teleport? Am I... Was that weird? Yeah, you noticed that, right? I had this like electrical shock teleport. Very interesting. Or is that just because I returned? Have I not noticed the giant electrical shock all this time? No. All right, we have training available, so let's do some mental training. And when that is over, I should be able to send people out on their mission. Yeah, because I only need like 14 points. And with this mission complete, that means I'm going to hit Captain. Everyone's training hard. Delane, Cecily, Yen, Samka, Toragana, Careless Whisper, Totodi, and Coinbrida. Alright, I can do this too. I'm a monk. I will join in. No. But yeah, I think we are gonna go ahead and call it here. My voice is dying. We're 3 hours into the stream. And I really don't think I'm gonna get into I am queuing for 2 things. I still have this selected. If I do this, yeah, I don't think we're gonna find someone else to do Circus Tower. At least not at this time. So yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it here. I want to thank everyone who came and hung out today. I'm sorry my voice was a bit trash today. I've had a cough and a sore throat since last night, so hopefully it's nothing big, and hopefully I feel better later. But yeah, thank you for coming and hanging out. As always, if you enjoyed the stream, please consider leaving a like. If you want to be notified about future streams, please consider subscribing. And yeah, I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all later. Bye bye, y'all.